Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most unsung heroes in your home, the water heater.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
It's usually tucked away somewhere, quietly doing its job, providing that comfort we all rely on. But, how much do we really think about its safety or its
Yeah.
efficiency?
Not nearly enough, usually.
So our mission today is to, well, cut through some of the noise, maybe some confusion, and give you those essential insights, the things you need to know to make sure this workhorse runs safely, optimally, and gives you, genuine peace of mind.
And it's fascinating, really, how we often just take these background systems completely for granted. We just expect them to work day in, day out.
Right.
But a little deep dive, like this one, into something seemingly mundane like a water heater. It can uncover really crucial knowledge, stuff that prevents expensive problems down the road and, more importantly, boosts the safety of your actual living space. It's about understanding those hidden mechanics.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this appliance, it isn't just about getting hot showers, is it? It's really central to daily comfort, hygiene.
Mm.
It helps make a house feel like a home.
Mm-hmm.
But that quiet nature, it can sometimes make us forget it needs real attention.
Precisely. Yeah, despite being pretty unassuming, the water heater absolutely needs consistent care. It needs it to operate both safely and efficiently. Overlooking it isn't just risking a cold shower, though that's bad enough.
Definitely unpleasant.
It can genuinely compromise the security of your home and really the well-being of everyone living there.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Our initial research points to three really foundational pillars for water heater safety and longevity. Seems to be proper sizing, good insulation, and regular maintenance.
Yeah, those three are definitely the bedrock. Let's take sizing first.
Okay.
It's not just about making sure you have enough hot water, although it's part of it. A correctly sized unit, well, it prevents it from overworking. And that constant overwork can lead to excessive pressure buildup, which is a real safety concern. And it also avoids that constant on-off cycling that wastes energy and puts strain on all of the components.
Makes sense. And insulation.
Then there's insulation. Thicker insulation isn't just, a nice to have. It's actually a game changer for saving energy.
Right.
It drastically cuts down on radiant heat loss. That just means less energy is wasted keeping the water hot when you're not using it, and that translates directly to lower energy bills.
Which everyone wants. And finally, maintenance. I hear about this one a lot, but I'm curious. What's the real danger if you skip it? What actually happens?
Yeah, that's where things can get pretty impactful. The main culprit is sediment buildup.
Sediment, like minerals from the water.
Exactly. Think of it like lime scale in your kettle, but, on a much bigger, potentially more destructive scale. The sediment minerals, calcium, magnesium, it settles at the bottom of the tank.
Okay.
And it acts like an insulating layer between the burner or the heating element and the water.
Oh, I see. So the heat can't get through properly.
Precisely. It traps heat, forces the heating system to work way harder and longer just to heat the water. This can cause the bottom of the tank itself to overheat, weaken over time,
Leading to leaks?
leading to leaks, or worse, potentially a catastrophic rupture. And even before that, it dramatically slashes the heater's efficiency. You're basically just burning fuel or electricity to heat up sediment instead of water. So, yeah, higher energy bills. A well-maintained water heater isn't just efficient, it's fundamentally safer and more reliable.
Wow. So just focusing on those three things, sizing, insulation, maintenance, it sounds simple, but it really addresses both safety and cost savings in a big way. That's a powerful takeaway.
Which kind of leads us to the next important question. What are the absolute non-negotiables? The things you can actually do hands-on right now to boost safety?
Excellent point. Yeah, there's several really key do's that anyone can tackle. First, and this is crucial, keep your water heater's temperature setting below 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Absolutely critical.
It's the number one thing for preventing scalding accidents, especially if you have kids or elderly folks at home. Their skin is just more sensitive.
Burns happen much faster at higher temps.
Exactly. Second, regularly flush your water heater. Get that sediment out we were just talking about. Third, make an appointment. Maybe set a calendar reminder to test the safety relief valve every year. That's your main pressure protection.
We'll talk more about that one later. It's vital.
Fourth, keep the area around the heater clear. At least say 18 to 24 inches. Keep it free from any flammable or combustible stuff. Lint, boxes, paint cans, whatever.
Very important.
And fifth, if you're going away on vacation, turn the temperature down to its lowest setting.
Oh.
Or use the vacation mode if your unit has one. Saves energy, reduces risk while you're gone.
And just as vital as the DOs are the don'ts. Things you absolutely should not do. So let's reiterate. Do not set the temperature above 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
Seriously, at 140 degrees, a bad burn can happen in just like 3 seconds. At 120, it takes several minutes. That's a huge difference in reaction time.
Big difference.
Also, absolutely do not store flammable materials anywhere near the water heater. We're talking gasoline, paint thinners, oily rags, even stacks of paper sometimes. Any combustion appliance, even electric ones, create heat. It's a major fire hazard.
Okay.
And maybe this seems obvious, but never leave young children unattended near the water heater. The pipes can get hot. There are controls. It's just not a play area.
These really are straightforward steps, aren't they? Simple things, but they make an immediate difference to your home's safety. They proactively tackle the common problems.
Definitely. And, sometimes to fully appreciate why these precautions matter so much, it helps to sort of peek under the hood a bit, understand the key parts of the water heater.
Like what kind of parts?
Well, the tank itself, obviously, but also things like the dip tube, the thermostat, and that really crucial piece, the temperature and pressure relief valve, the TPRV.
Okay, so what's the benefit for a homeowner in knowing about, say, the dip tube? Sounds kind of technical.
Well, it helps you move from just like following instructions to actually understanding the system. So the dip tube, for instance, isn't just some random pipe. Its job is to direct the incoming cold water down to the bottom of the tank. This prevents it from immediately mixing with the hot water waiting at the top. That layering or stratification is key for efficient heating. It stops the heater from constantly kicking on and off unnecessarily.
Right, short cycling.
Exactly. So understanding these parts helps you maybe notice if something sounds off or performs differently, and just generally appreciate the intricate balance needed for things to work safely and well.
And speaking of things working safely, let's shift focus to something critical, but often totally unseen. Ventilation.
Oh, yeah. Ventilation is absolutely a cornerstone of safety, especially if you have a gas-fueled water heater.
Why is it so important?
The danger of bad ventilation is, frankly, pretty stark. It means the stuff produced when the gas burns the combustion byproducts, specifically carbon monoxide, can actually leak back into your home instead of going safely outside.
And carbon monoxide is?
It's the silent killer. You can't smell it, can't see it, but it's incredibly dangerous, even deadly. Proper ventilation makes sure those hazardous fumes get completely expelled outdoors. It safeguards your living space. So this means checking that vents aren't blocked, they're not damaged, and they're the right size for your heater.
Okay, that's critical. Which leads us straight to a component you mentioned earlier that sounds like it deserves its own spotlight. The temperature pressure relief valve, the TPRV.
Yeah.
You said it protects against catastrophic failure.
You really can't overstate how important this valve is. Testing it regularly, like we said, annually, is absolutely paramount.
Why? What happens if it fails?
Because if that valve gets stuck or fails, and for some reason the temperature or the pressure inside that tank gets too high, well, the consequences can be literally explosive.
Explosive, really?
Yes. Think about it. A sealed tank of water heating up uncontrollably. The pressure builds and builds. If that TPRV doesn't open to release the excess pressure, the tank can rupture violently. It can become like a rocket, causing massive damage.
Wow, okay.
That's why if you test it and it doesn't release water or it just dribbles, you need to get it replaced immediately. No delays. It's not just some minor feature. It's your main safety valve, your last line of defense against disaster. It cannot be overlooked.
Okay, message received on the TPRV. Now, circling back to temperature settings, it sounds like there's this fine line between having enough hot water for comfort and ensuring safety.
Exactly that. Nobody enjoys a lukewarm shower, but safety has to come first.
Yeah.
And remember how we talked about proper sizing earlier? That also plays into preventing overheating. A unit that's too powerful for your needs might struggle to maintain a lower, safer temperature accurately.
Ah, interesting connection.
But yeah, to hammer the point home, setting it around 120 degrees Fahrenheit really is that sweet spot. It gives you plenty of hot water for washing dishes, laundry, showers, but significantly cuts down that risk of serious burns, especially for kids or anyone who might not react quickly to overly hot water.
Okay, so beyond these main do's and don'ts, the valve, the temperature, are there other maybe smaller layers of protection we should think about?
Absolutely. There are always extra steps. We mentioned keeping flammables away, but think broader. Eliminate any potential fire hazards nearby. That could be piles of dust, lint from a clothes dryer if it's close by, even old rags or newspapers. Keep the whole area clean.
Good point.
Reinforce the proper use of insulation, not just wrapping the tank if appropriate for your model, but also insulating the first few feet of hot and cold water pipes coming out of the heater. It saves energy and also makes those pipes safer to touch accidentally.
Smart.
And this one's really crucial for anyone with a gas-fueled water heater. Install a carbon monoxide detector.
Near the heater.
Ideally, yes, in the same room or general vicinity following the manufacturer's instructions. It provides that essential early warning against the silent threat we talked about, CO leaks. These are simple things, but they add really significant layers of security.
It's clear that while we, as homeowners, can do a lot of this routine checking and basic maintenance, there are definitely times when calling in a professional plumber is, well, invaluable, isn't it?
It truly is. Look, handling the annual flush, checking the TPRV visually, keeping the area clear, that's well within reach for most people. But plumbers, especially specialists who deal with water heaters regularly.
Like you mentioned a company named Heaters Hut as an example type.
Exactly. Companies like that who specialize. They have the tools and the deep diagnostic knowledge. They can spot subtle signs of trouble that you or I might miss. Maybe slight corrosion on a gas line fitting, an anode rod that's nearly depleted, a heating element that's drawing too much current. Things that point to bigger problems brewing.
And they can provide the right solutions.
Right. Effective solutions that maintain not just the safety, but also the long-term efficiency of the unit. Sometimes, trying to DIY a complex repair can actually make things worse or even unsafe.
So ultimately, knowing when to call the pros, trusting their expertise for inspections or repairs, it really does contribute to that secure, hassle-free home environment we all want.
It absolutely does. It buys you genuine peace of mind.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive on water heater safety, the main takeaway seems to be, remember that this quiet appliance has a direct line to your home's comfort and, critically, its security. By really taking on board the insights we've discussed, knowing those key do's and don'ts, understanding a bit about the components like that TPRV, prioritizing regular maintenance like flushing, and minding those safety zones and detectors can really help ensure you get reliable, safe hot water for years.
And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. Just consider how much we depend on this unseen utility humming away in a closet or basement. What other quiet workhorses are running in your home right now?
Like the furnace or the electrical panel.
Exactly. Things we rely on daily but maybe don't think much about. Could they benefit from a little deep dive of their own, maybe uncovering some hidden safety insights you haven't considered?
That's a great point. So keep these water heater insights top of mind. Use them to help ensure its longevity and performance, and most importantly, to provide a safe and secure home for yourself and your loved ones.